Hey guys, welcome to LoveCast, the Boys Love Podcast reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Manner of Death, and I'm your host Alexa, and with me are my co-hosts Pixie and Coco.
Hey!
Hi.
Hi. So, just for a general intro about Manner of Death as a series and where we can watch it. So, Manner of Death is based around a doctor, Dr. Bun, who is played by Tool Packhorn, and he moves back to this small town city, Viengpog Mork, to start doing his forensic practices as well as working in the hospital there when a death happens within the town that kind of sparks a lot of controversy because Bun believes it to be a homicide as opposed to a suicide. And through that death, he gets connected with Tan, who is a well known figure within the town. And from there, they kind of get into a bunch of hijinks together, trying to bring the truth to what happened behind this death, as well as falling in love with each other as they go. And it is available on WeTV. At this point, all of the episodes should hopefully be available for everyone to watch for free, and you can binge all 14 of them there. So, we're going to start with some general thoughts about the show. These will be spoiler free thoughts, and then we'll get more into a little bit more detailed thoughts down the line.
Yes!
Yay!
So, I'll just start.
Yes.
Since I have some thoughts, I read the novel.
Mhm.
So all my opinions are based on what I like. I compare everything to the novel, obviously.
Yeah.
But what I like, usually when you read a book and then you watch the movie or novel, you kind of feel like the book is better, right?
Mhm.
The movie or series can never do it justice because it's more detail. Like, yeah, there's a lot more happening in the book than you could ever show on screen.
Right.
But that being said, I am so impressed on how they translated the book in or adapted the book into a series here, because I wouldn't say they threw away the book. They didn't, but they changed a lot.
Right.
And it wasn't like you could tell that Salmon, the author, had something to do with it, because
Right.
it was really still her style, but it was a different story.
So they changed it, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly. So I was really impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Some parts I was a little bit iffy about, but like all around, compared to the novel, it was really enjoyable. And it's still like you could still feel the tension and the murder mystery, even if you knew who the killer was. And yeah.
I think, obviously we all know I go into it with a bias because Maxwell are my favorites, and this is their first series together in just around like a little over 2 years. So I went into it with a lot of excitement, and I thought the roles really suited them well. So I definitely agree. Like I have some quips about it, like some things that I didn't love overall, but like as a series, which potentially, Max and Tool have both said it could potentially be the last series they do together, depending on what happens in the future. I really think it was a great project for them. I think it was a really unique storyline, and I like that we got romance and we got that tension, like you mentioned, but the focus was always on the plot. Like there were some episodes, not to go too spoilery in the get-go, but where they focus on completely different characters. And I just think it was really cool that they made sure that the story had a big role in the series and it wasn't just about how to make this romance happen. So overall, I think that it was a really new take on a BL because of that, and for that it made it like really unique, and there was a lot of really good stuff about it. And like as someone who enjoys watching Max and Tool and everything they do, I was really glad that they took on the project.
Yeah. I do think that like no one could play this couple as they do. Like they it feels like the roles were written for them.
I remember when they first announced this was going to be made into a series, like this was
Mm-hmm.
the couple everyone was like the tweet below its announcement. It was like Maxwell, 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 and then like when they
Mm-hmm.
actually announced that it was going to be them, like everyone was just like freaking out because the casting was perfect. Like even
Yeah.
beyond Max and Tool, like all around, I think the cast was amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, they were made for those roles.
Yeah, I completely agree. Coco, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, well, I just like remember I was like on my phone and I was like, what have I watched? I'm sure I have seen episode 1 or 2, but they were perfect for it, and I just love the whole like I'm immediately drawn to like kind of series like that keep you on the edge on next episodes, and I think the way that they did it with like a bit of like BL wasn't like the main focal point of it.
Yeah.
It was just like an added thing that we could have done without, really. Like it wasn't like vital to the
Yeah, and
like
it still, even when it wasn't like a BL centered, it still had those really hot scenes. I know you didn't see that, Coco, but like
I've seen the hot scenes. There's nothing else.
So you still like you get that normal like excitement you get when watching BL,
Yeah,
you know?
it's just like a kind of like a real relationship kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like obviously not an
natural.
everyday relationship.
Yeah.
Like their chemistry just made it feel so natural. Like they didn't need to put a lot of focus on how to make the romance happen, because I feel like the way Max and Tool act together like that, it like grew naturally on its own without the series having to write it in, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously they wrote it in, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it. So where would you guys put it on our scale? We should probably explain what the scale is.
So we have a 1 to 5 scale, or a 5 to 1, with 5 being we think it is a must watch. 4 is, it's good, watch it if you're bored, if you don't have anything else to watch. 3 is just meh. 2 is you really shouldn't watch it, but like if you want to, sure. And then 1 is like do not watch at all. Like just save yourself.
Yeah.
I would put it as a must watch. Guys, I'm biased, so like it was just great for me. Like it was not a perfect series, but I think because of all the elements that made it different, it's definitely a must watch.
Yeah, I agree. And I didn't go into it with like the bias that you have, although I love them, but not the same way. Yeah. And it's different enough. It's adult. It's just, it brings something new to the table. And if you don't watch it, you're really missing out. So you must watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I say must watch as well. Even though I haven't finished it, I know how good like everyone else thinks it is, and Max Tull is like a given. You gotta watch it if Max Tull are in.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
So from here, we're gonna go into more detailed discussions of the plot and what happened. So if you haven't finished it yet, you're still planning to watch it down the line and you don't want spoilers, maybe stop here and come back once you have caught up and finished the show to get our full thoughts. So details. So to start with, like, my biggest quip with the show, I would say, is that sometimes things felt a little inconsistent. Almost like I wish even though it was like 14 episodes, I wish they had more time to expand a lot of things out. Like, I kind of wish the episodes had been longer, maybe, because most of them range from like 35 to 45-ish minutes. Like, even, like, especially with the finale, like, the way they set it up in episode 13, I didn't know how they were gonna pull everything together in like one 40-minute episode, and I was really, really hoping they would like make it longer, make it like an hour 10, and it wasn't. And like they still managed to pull it together, and it had a good ending, and I was satisfied with it. But like there was a lot of times where I feel like this storyline or detail could have been given more thought, or we could have put more into this if we didn't have to go through things so quickly. Like I feel like the wrap up with the murder mystery aspect, it was good, but like it did feel really quick for how much it had built up over 13 episodes. And so I think that, a lot of it jumped around a lot, and things were
Mhm.
inconsistent here and there, and I think that's probably my one main quip with the show.
Yeah, like I said, I read the novel, so
Mhm.
like there are so many things that happen in the series that's not part of the novel.
Mhm.
Like the whole plot with the girls and the sex deal and
Right.
all that doesn't happen.
Interesting.
And it's not in the book at all. And I think they added it to like keep like the pace up
Yeah, and make it like a
because
bigger story almost.
yeah, because like the reason Jane wants to expose Perth and Rung is because they're doing like some scam with property scam or something
Oh,
like that.
so it's like
Yeah,
toned down a
so
lot in the book.
yeah, the journalist isn't part of the book at
Mm.
all. The policeman that is with Aim, he's
Oh, the
Aim in the
bad
book,
one.
but
Yeah.
yeah, he isn't in the book. So and the brother, Tan's half brother
Hmm.
and Perth's like full brother, he's a bad guy. He
Like
gets
a.
shot.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, Tan shoots him.
So that's interesting because in the series they made a point of being
Their
like,
friend.
yeah, and Tan can't hurt
Yeah.
people. Like he can't kill anyone, and he struggles with like hurting
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. He killed his half brother because
Wow.
he wanted to protect Bun.
Wow. See, yeah,
Yes.
that's really interesting because I feel like they did set it up in the series for
Mm-hmm.
him to be a bad guy, even up until like
Mm-hmm.
episode 10, 11, when
Yeah.
Anne was getting framed for Pud's death.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, like, he was helping them in
He's a
like the
good guy.
last couple
Yeah.
episodes. And I was kind of like, yeah,
Yeah.
see, those are the things that kind of gave me whiplash. And I wish that they could have
Mm-hmm.
like expanded on it more and made it make more sense that he's suddenly on their
Yeah.
side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the end, like,
Yeah,
it was
there's a lot
cool.
of plot holes.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I know they filmed it in like a month and a half, and they
Mm-hmm.
probably didn't have a lot of time to write the script and I'll edit
Mm-hmm.
it and into its final form. Like, they shot and got it edited and on air so quick.
Mm.
So, things are gonna fall through the cracks, and I feel
Yeah.
like that might contribute to it as well.
Like, for me, I actually think I liked it better because I read the book. Like, because
Hmm.
I know all the, like, details. Like, I know
Yeah.
the feelings Tan went
Yeah.
through, and I know how Bun felt. Like, Bun in the book, he was really, like, he was starting to fall in love with Tan, but then he did, like, a 180, and his thoughts were, like, he was gonna escape Tan when this was over. He didn't want
Mm.
anything to do with him, and when it was all over, he sort of realizes that, yes, he is in love with him. And
Mhm.
yeah, but there's like this whole battle that goes around in his head.
Yeah.
And like you sort of get an idea, you can sort of see
Mhm.
it if you pay attention to it in the series. But I don't think anyone would catch that if they didn't know, like,
Yeah.
because a lot of people were mentioning like they fell in love too fast.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, but no. They
I
didn't
think,
really.
yeah, because like, they made it pretty clear that like tension and like that electricity was there between them from the first moment that they saw each other, pretty much from that episode in the club in the series.
Yeah, and they did the flashback
Yeah, to them in
school.
college.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
they never went to school together in like the novel.
Yeah, so that they made it a thing that like Tan is supposed to have known him and basically been in love with him since like 8 years ago. So like
Mm,
it makes
mm,
sense from Tan's side, obviously. And I feel like they tried in the beginning to kind of capitalize on the whole Bun being like, do I trust him? Do I not? Is he a bad guy? Is he not? And
mm-hmm,
like they had the scene in where they like hooked up, and then after that he found out that Tan was still lying about his identity,
mm-hmm,
and he went back to not trusting him. But like I said, it just
mm-hmm,
all went so fast because like that only lasted for like one episode, and I feel like
mm-hmm.
maybe that would have been part of the series where it would have been better to have the book perspective to know more his inner thoughts on
Mm,
that and how he trusted him and when he did and didn't trust him.
yeah. But because it's so action based, the series,
Hmm.
I kind of get why they choose to do what they did. Like,
Yeah.
they need to keep the excitement up, and it would be too slow if they were gonna, like, put
Right.
all these emotions in there and show this. So I kind of think like they just went for the small hints that
Mm-hmm.
were kind of a gift for the novel readers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And like they kept all the major plots in. Like all the major stuff from the novel happened. They just changed it a little bit.
Mm.
Like Perth died in both places. Like Rung and Perth, they killed Jane together in the book.
Interesting.
And Tan covers it up for them.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, he doesn't like there's a whole chapter on it. He doesn't know about them murdering her before like after it's done. And
Mm.
Perth kind of sends him off to the apartment because Perth isn't like really his friend. They're
Mm-hmm.
just like
Like
Perth
half brothers.
orders him around
Yeah.
and just like, yeah. He's like a servant for
Yeah.
Perth,
I definitely
basically.
think it seems like they mellowed Tan out a lot in the series. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe they were worried that the characters wouldn't be likable.
Yeah.
Because you said even in the book that they made Bun like more manipulative of Tan's
Mm-hmm.
feelings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if they were
Yeah.
worried that people wouldn't like them as characters if they were,
Yeah.
unless they like mellowed them out a little
Yeah.
more.
Like Bun is really cold-hearted in the novel.
Yeah, that's what you said, which is really interesting.
It makes it so heartwarming when you kind of see him warming up to Tan.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tan is the person that kind of shows him like it's okay to love. Like you don't have to be in all these fake relationships with women
Right.
just to show the world that you're normal. You can actually love someone who, yeah, is a man.
Hmm.
So yeah, and one last thought from me. I really hate how they did the proposal.
Yeah, I think that was a big issue that everyone had. I was so
Like, what the fuck? If my boyfriend had done that to me, I would have killed him.
I was so frustrated because I wanted to like the moment so much, but then as soon as I
Mm-hmm.
realized that like he was basically using all of the trauma that they had gone through
Mm-hmm.
as like this weird play thing to propose to him in the end, like
Yeah, it's not cute and it's not funny and it's not romantic.
and like
Ugh.
the wedding scene
Like,
itself was so nice. I was like, why did you
mm-hmm.
have this weird
Yeah,
proposal before it? Because like it almost
yeah.
I was just like I wanted to like the whole thing, but I just
Can't you?
did not like at all how they did that.
Yeah, so in the book, the proposal happens in New York because Bun goes to New York to study,
Mm.
and Tan flies in to propose to him on top of a building,
See,
and
that's
Bun's
cute.
brother helps him, and they had like this really cute, like, come find me on the top of the building with flowers, and
Oh,
it's really romantic. And then the series did that, and I'm just like, yeah,
like, wait,
that's not it.
I don't know. It was weird and don't know why they made that choice. I mean, obviously they couldn't
Hmm.
fly them to New York, but like he could have proposed at
Yeah.
the place they got married at, and that would have had a similar
Hmm.
impact. Like it would have been really cute and romantic.
Yeah, or he could like go to like the first place they met each other at the bar or something
Yeah.
like that, and just recreated that like a full bar, and he could like, I don't know, find him in the crowd and just, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
See, yeah. They really it was just weird. I was like, this does
Yeah,
not fit what
yeah.
they've done with their relationship all throughout this. Like
Mm.
I couldn't see Tan using everything they went through like that, but I don't know. The wedding
Hmm.
was cute,
Yeah,
so I'll just pretend only the wedding
yeah,
happened.
yeah, yeah,
The wedding scene was really cute.
yeah. But like all in all, like even if I have like small things that I'm like nitpicking
Yeah.
at, I still liked it. And I liked how they made the relationship between Soren and That
Yeah.
because
They're
they're
just cute little
underage,
babies.
and yeah, they're underage. We don't
It was
need to see them
wholesome.
making out and
Yeah.
whatever. They're kids. Like their relationship was obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made it obvious and they made it age appropriate, which was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. They were really cute.
So,
Mm.
yeah. It was a great obviously every series has problems, but like for this series being so unique to the field of BL from what we are used to
Mm.
seeing, I think it was really, really well done. And hopefully, I know that there was a sequel novel, and there's been a lot of talk going on about a second season. So
Mm-hmm.
I would, if that
Hopefully.
happens, I would 100% be excited for it and ready to watch it.
Yeah. And I recommend to everyone who's watched Manor of Death, the series, or whatever, just go read the novel. It's so worth it because you'll get like a whole different story at this point. So it's really well written. And
Yeah.
if you're a person who doesn't like reading yourself, I have an audiobook. I'll link the
Promotion.
details.
Shameless
Yeah.
promotion.
Always.
Yes, but we
I'll
love
put the
it.
details somewhere so you can find it. But yeah, I recommend checking out the novel.
So that's our review of Manor of Death. And of course, everything is just our personal opinion. None of us are experts. We're just fans here and
Mm-hmm.
talking about what we liked and didn't like from a personal point of view. But let us know what you guys thought about Manor of Death as a whole. And
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be looking to keep doing this with future series, ones that are currently airing, and also some ones that have finished that we know people really loved and would love to talk about. So let us know what you thought of this. And if you guys have any recommendations for shows you want us to review, let us know. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.